And that is actually, those have a little bit of outdoor seating and indoor seating, and they're also a little bit bigger. Then they have 7 party suites, and those are $25,000 per season, so they're a little bit cheaper. But here again, those are on a 5-year lease as well. So I don't know who, they didn't tell us who basically, if there's an owner of that suite or if it's a group of people that they, because it wasn't important for us to know, so they didn't tell us. Okay? That's why we can't pass it on to you, because we don't know.
So if you owned the suite for the year and you wanted to go to all the concerts, you could do that.
Well, you could do that. They probably give you, because you're paying for the whole year, but they know that you're not really. But they also have the availability of renting them out. So how they work that out with the owners, I'm not sure, because they didn't tell us that either. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure if you own this, that you could use it off season, you may have to pay because they are making money off of these suites on the off seasons. Okay. The orange seats that you see down there are removable. We've never had to remove them, but they wanted removable seats here in case something like the World Cup would ever come. And then they would need the space, because like with the concerts, as we well know, you have people standing and sitting on the field, so that takes care of 18 to 20,000 people right there. So you don't have to do that, and then you don't have the usage of that one section there. Okay, so any other questions about the field that I can answer?
What are they doing now to the field?
They are prepping it because they're going to be bringing in sod. And as I was saying to them, it takes a few days for that to take effect. So once they feel like that's in place, then they'll go in the paint. All the painting that has to be done. So if you guys are ready, we'll go to our next stop. Oh no, I'm sorry. You can take pictures as much as you want. But when we get to the ADA area where you're going to be able to see the field, then you can take videos.
Okay.
Because we'll actually be on the lower level. We'll just be like down there where it's got like the field level. There'll be a wall in front of us between us and the field.
So did they fix the seats that caught on fire?
Yeah, they did actually. I think they're pretty much done now. But see, it was that area up there.
Right.
And they haven't removed those braces yet until probably the structural engineers come out and do that. What they're doing now is they're actually cleaning still from
The concert.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
But
that's going to happen.
Yeah. So that's where it was. They've got now all the seats on the outside replaced. But now they're waiting for the structural engineers to say, okay, this is okay to take this down.
So what exactly happened?
There was actually a spark from a welder that just fell in the right place, and it went down into that section. And of course, they got rid, the fire, they got rid of right away, but what leaves behind is the smoke. And they did not want, so that's why they went ahead and they gutted everything that was affected with the smoke, because they didn't want any of that permeating back through the walls. I think that happened in February, so it's taken them it takes a while, because then you've got to order this stuff in, then you got to do the inside, so the inside's like this, and then you got to do the outside, and it just takes a while.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so let's go over here to the next stop.
Go ahead.
I think I was in one of these suites.
Actually, I was in one of the suites. I guess it was just
All right.
I wonder how many people actually live.
Like 75, I think. Mm-hmm. No, that's open all day. I think.
So we have the picture of the old stadium and the new stadium. Even though we're sitting on the same ground, it's a lot bigger. However, the size of the stadium only houses two more people.
Oh,
So
wow.
it's 74,125 in this one, 74,123 there. And that's because when they did the big one, they made the breadth between the rows, so that you don't feel like you're sitting in an airplane seat. Or the old football stadiums that were, benches and you just kind of clustered.
They're probably gonna build a new one
held
soon.
everything in your hands.
Once
So
the
they
new
wanted
leaders
to
take over.
have more room for the fans, so that's what they ended up doing. But how the old one came about was there were two guys in 1947 that had visions of a minor league baseball team. And so they bought the ground and then they started building, because Broncos were not around until the 60s.
65.
So they shared that with the Broncos when they came into existence in the 60s. And then the Bears just kind of went away. I think it was like maybe early 80s or something. But they ended up sharing that stadium with them, so they had to kind of get that all sketched
It was the
out.
Zephyrs for a while too.
Yeah.
From the Bears to the Zephyrs to
Right.
Broncos.
Yeah. So that's that. It's just kind of cool to see the pictures side by side, because it's hard to imagine that this stadium is like 4 times as big.
Yeah, more or less,
And
yeah.
there's only 2 more seats. But there's also 726 ADA seats. And in the old one, there was only 25. But a lot's changed since they built this stadium in 49. But so that also makes a big difference too, because those have to be extra wide. But so where you were sitting in there, and you'll see when we get to the 88, it's pretty much, you're gonna see that distance that we have. And then in each armrest, there's going to be, make sure there's room for a program. And there's a little thing that sticks up for the binoculars to hang, a cup holder and a pen holder. So each one of the chairs has that. So yes, you see all these boxes that are left right now. Those are for the next book. So they're already started, already printed them, and now they're already done. Okay, so we're gonna go over here to this thing. Are these of those?
Yeah.
Now we're still on the same side where you guys came in, so you're by Parker Meter on C. And then this is what we call our plaza on the west side. And it actually goes out to where the road, comes in to connect. So if you see what looks like giant uniform pieces, that's what they're supposed to depict. So as you go to your cars when you leave, you'll see more of them up there. We'll see a few more when we get up to the 4th level. But the Denver wanted, in fact, they require that in all the public buildings in the city of Colorado, so it's all counties. They want 1% of what the cost is on a budget to go towards outside art. So this is also the outside art. So somebody thought it would be very cool to have what looked like giant football players' uniform dismantled as they're leaving the park. And we're saying it's probably a Raiders fan because they're our competitor. But yeah, you'll see some of the ones in the back, that blue thing in the middle is kind of covering some of them. But you're gonna see all those pieces, kind of cool. So you've got the 6 flags, 3 on each side, and what they were a part of is they were a part of the bond that they decided to put into place for anybody that wanted, so in those counties, whenever you paid, sales tax, 1% of that went towards that bond. And the people do that, to make money, and so bonds are done all the time. But what's not done all the time is that when the cost of a project runs over, a lot of times they'll reinstate the bond. Well, the Broncos and the owner did not want that to happen, so they paid the override, which was $1.5 million, which, you know, kind of like almost unheard of. So this is the plaza outside. Artwork, and those are the names of the counties that took part in the law. So that's kind of a cool thing to see, and kind of unusual to have pieces of
That's pretty cool.
So Denver,
It's like a T. Yeah, little white thing out there. It's like a T. Put your football.
So they're not talking about the stadium, are they?
you know what?
That's what I've heard, it's like,
You know
no.
what? And the talk shows are talking about it, and I don't know how much of the talk shows are reported. But you know what? I probably know less about it than you guys do, because we haven't been told anything.
I saw it in the news the other day.
Well, if you saw it on the news, then apparently there's some kind of, I mean, I wouldn't think the news would say something like that if it wasn't sort of true, but you never know.
Talking about a new stadium here?
Yeah, like once
Well,
the
not
new
here,
owners take
though.
over.
It would have to be someplace else.
Yeah, I think they were talking about maybe putting it out by DIA
Or the Bronco training camp, maybe, because there's land out there too.
yeah.
But
Now, why would they do that out of curiosity?
They want one that's covered so they can get the Super Bowl here one day.
oh,
Yes.
well, see, and when they were building this, there was talk of covering it then, but the fans threw a hissy fit.
It would be
And-
impossible with this noise.
Well, they just said, you know, we're in Colorado, you know, and we don't want a covering. So they want out. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but that's what I think had happened before, is there was talk that they would put that in. And then of course, Bolin was so much into the fans. You know, he just really, I mean, they were just really at the top of his list. And and he was very concerned that there was enough of them that didn't want it, that he didn't do it. Okay, so we're gonna walk into this room back here.
Oh, wow.
Broadcast this. This is the room that they have. And it looks like this when they come, and it has to look like this when they leave. So everything else that they want, I mean, they're just told, you just come with your stuff. You put whatever you want in here.
That's where the
This is how it
broadcasters
has
are.
to look.
This is where the broadcasters are.
That's pretty, that sounds like it's pretty true. But also, that really makes sense, because otherwise, if you put stuff here that you're not like, you have to place. You know, so it's like, you know, just do one thing. So from here, you can see a different view of the field. They started on this actually, I think yesterday, because it takes several days just to get it prepped. But the sod only takes a few days to lay it, and then painting it takes a couple of days. And so it's just that this is all having to be prepped before they even bring the turf sod in. What they do in the fall is they will bring in rye seed, you know, over the Kentucky bluegrass, kind of hard eaters,
That's so cool.
So all these chairs.
Yeah, Floyd Little.
What they get, and what you see in here, that's all they get, and then they have to bring everything else in. So they'll start bringing in their stuff probably Wednesday, a week a week from this coming Wednesday, because it will take at least 2 to 3 days to get something. So that is coming. So are you guys now ready to go to the press box?
Press box. So when you hear them on the TV calling the game, this is where they're sitting.
Somebody's there to check the ticket.
So some very famous announcers are sitting in these chairs. Here, get a picture of me.
Well, this is the, yeah, so like if it's NBC that airs it, their name will be in here on the outside. So it's, and that's just one week, and then the next week it's something. And then they'll mark these two with different things, once the, like, probably next Thursday,
Mm-hmm.
they'll have the names of who's gonna be in here. Because you've got the stats room, you've got a radio room, you've got different parts of the program.
I'm still going to 2 o'clock one, yeah? Still going to 2 o'clock one? I'll pay for it.
And this is just their media setup, so they can print, fax, do computer work, whatever they want to do in here. Because once they go through those doors, they've got everything that they need in here, because they also get fed from this dining room. Okay, so we go in here. And this actually goes all the way around and connects to the big fan. But we're only gonna do half of it because it all kind of looks the same. So on each one of these end walls, see, you're gonna see, this is always there. But what changes is the seating arrangement for who's ever here that Sunday or Thursday or whatever. So they,
Almost any day nowadays.
pardon me?
Could be almost any day.
Yeah, it could be. We don't have a Monday night one this year, but we do have a Thursday night. Now, last year, we had them all on Sunday. That was weird. That was just weird. So yeah, so they're gonna, like, when they come in, they're gonna know if they're in section A1, B1, A2, B2. Because they're gonna get that.
You can see the
probably
old
get an
Broncos.
email,
Uh-huh.
And
You
the
can
ends
see
on
it.
it.
saying this is where you're gonna be.
You can actually see the
for
old
A2
numbers.
with your name underneath. And then the
Oops, sorry.
seating arrangement then will be, this one will be for A1 and B1, the one down there will be for A2 and B2, one down there will be for A3 and B3.
This is awesome.
And, so yeah, this is kind of, pardon me?
Is it kind of a status where you get
Phone
to
screen.
sit?
You know what? Probably, but so they didn't tell us that either.
And they all want to think they're good people.
A1 sounds best to me, but
Yeah, so that, so what I'm sharing with you guys is what I was told. But you can ask me questions, and if I don't know, it's probably because we were told that.
Ixnay on the info day.
So this just goes and goes and goes. Now,
Yeah,
this
that is
particular section, they still
Shannon
have
Sharp.
the old fashioned, thing, you know, where they move those things up, the switchboard.
Oh,
And then over there, they've got a microphone, so whoever has to talk or whatever, then I guess that's when they go to those. So this is their
Like the guy
dining
that
room.
talked to us, right?
They'll set this up like very early on game day, so that they can go in at whenever they want to and get drinks
Can you get a
or
picture of this?
snacks or food.
Get a picture.
so there's just all these different TV stations around the United
Yeah,
States.
that, and it could be like, could be a magazine, you know, sort of like Sports Illustrated, for instance. You know, we were told magazines and anything other than the broadcast is there. Everybody else is in here.
Some high school sports kids, they get to come in every now and then.
You know what, I think they probably maybe do that at the end of the season, but here again, we weren't told that. But I do know when I have children on my tour, I have to pick up the phone, the microphone like they're pretending to be the announcer, and they get a kick out of that, like, you know, when they come for the camps.
Oh, right.
You know, that's kind of a cool thing. invited to the
That's the
press box,
famous flip there.
you get the food. So once you have a
Super Bowl
credential that gets you
32.
beyond those double doors.
When he
in the
dove for the
locker
first
room,
down.
you have access to everything. in
You did
here.
the helicopter?
You just have to be in the seat you were assigned.
Ah,
That's the only stipulation, and you have to be quiet. Because they have said that they have had to find some people.
they were chatting.
Well, that they were, you don't even have to shout, but if you're even talking low, it's going to
There's
get,
glass over there.
I mean, people are gonna hear.
It's glass all the way around.
Static or something. And what the Broncos do is they have about 500 full-time staff all year round. So on the game days or the concert days, that's when they have the part-time people in, because you've got your 500 that now grew to 3,500. Because you've got the people running the concession stands, you've got the ticket takers, you've got the ushers. So you have all those people that are not here all year round just for those events. So, but for the full-time people, because this is a pretty large dining room, it's kind of set up that way, they do feed the full-time people. Because they're on 12-hour shifts, so
Good.
if they're
You
here.
gotta be good.
So while they're here, they're gonna
Gotta be
get
good.
fed. They probably
They're
have
legends.
11 as being their-
Some of the best of the best in Denver's history.
And this is their entrance in here.
Romanowski. I think so.
So they actually are
I
there.
don't know. I know we're about to go in that one spot that we were in when we first came in. But the door went through. I don't know.
So it's all the other food that's not in the suites. That's in it. Have you guys stop here on the dark carpet? Now, when you guys leave, you might be going, if you go out this way, you might just park over there and run around that. That's kind of cool. But all of that came from the old stadium, which is kind of cool. All of it came from the old stadium except 100 seats. They realized after they got it together that they had room for another 100 seating capacity. So they did purchase another 100 seats that looked similar to what they had in there. So that's our artwork that's on this side, and also a piece of history. So yeah, you got the horse that's 1/8 the replica of the horse that we have over above the scoreboard. And like I said, all the chairs and stuff in there from the old stadium. And then they have, it's kind of like an outside social event. Okay? Because even the people that do, they'll go in there after they've tailgated a mile. And people in there, they don't have to leave. So they can eat, drink, and watch the game while they're socializing.
Oh, because that's a big TV screen. On
Oh
the
yeah,
other
they've
side?
got all kinds of big
Okay.
TV. I mean, they've got, I think
That's
they've
cool.
got that one, and then I think then they've got some in the corners too.
And the horse is the original horse from the Broncos Stadium, or the Bears Stadium, or the?
That came from the Broncos Stadium, and that is actually the template for Trigger, but they couldn't name him Trigger. So they put a contest out, since we're already talking about him, since they put a contest out for a winning name.
Thunder.
The winning name came back as Bucko, but all the fans threw a fit. Well, not all the fans, because there obviously was, enough. So anyway, they didn't like the name Bucko, so they changed it to Bucky.
Bucky.
So they were very happy with that. So that stayed as Bucky. So But that
Like
is,
he said.
so that's our artwork on this side, and of course the fence that wasn't brought over, but other than the 100 seats and the TV screens and the fence, everything was brought over from the old stadium, which is kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
Look at why that's so beat up.
Just the weather. That's out in the open.
Yeah, but why isn't the one next to it as beat up? Like, look how beat up that one is compared to all the rest around it. That's kind of weird.
The hail usually comes from the north.
And I think that as well can be rented. You know, when I've been doing tours, I've never seen anybody in there. But I noticed last Thursday there was somebody that had opened up the fence because they were showing it to somebody. So that might have been for like a possible event or something. See, as you can see, we only did half of the press, and so there was.
See the amusement park? Amusement park? Yep. Press access.
Toilets, yeah. The porta toilets.
Oh, yeah, see, that's still left from there. So the company hasn't come here. Okay, so this is actually the champion room. People were in here for the concert, and I knew that because last Thursday when I was doing the tour, they had that
give me a
in set
picture.
up with like beverages they were bringing in and the extra little silver chafing dishes and things that they don't usually have in here unless they're using it for an event. So this one is kind of fun to go on the outside because then you have outdoor and indoor seating. And then the 50 there is always kind of a cool thing to take a picture of.
Yep. Here, give me a picture of this thing.
And as you'll see, this side is gonna be different than when we go down the middle and see the other side. Because weddings are very, very popular thing to have here. So they wanted one end of the
Did we win the
suite
Super
to
Bowl
have
50?
a
Yeah.
laminate floor for guests.
Yep. This is the 2015 season.
So they said you can have weddings here?
That's what she said.
They have proms in the stadium. I don't know if they have them up in this room.
Yeah, okay. When I get rich, we'll do that.
Do they let
What
them
was
have the
that?
proms in this room?
You know, the prom, you're usually.
Can we go out here?
the-
Are we allowed to step outside?
I don't
And
know.
that's because.
They did.
um,
Alright, let's take a picture.
they're-
This is crazy. Alright, you gotta let me get over
Get down
here.
there.
I can't. Just take a picture here. That's crazy.
All you're gonna get on these is just a silhouette because they're too dark.
Okay. Alright. That's so cool.
Because they want their kids to have a safe and inexpensive place to meet. And the rest of the prices they didn't tell us because they're all gonna range based on the suite that you get, how many people you have. Is all the utilities are operate on demand. So if there was somebody, so.
That's
somebody
Sports
said,
Illustrated
"Rented
when they won Super
today,
32,
they will be paying for their air
33,
conditioning and their rents.
Super Bowl 50. I've been to 8 Super
This
Bowls,
is
only won 3.
this is a suite that's actually owned by
That's
the
awesome.
Denver Bronco alumni. This is their room. So if you know of a Denver Bronco alumni, get chummy with them. Because you don't even have to have a ticket to get up here.
Wow.
You just have a pass that says Champions Room. And then also it's sponsored by Budweiser. So if you know a big shot from Budweiser, that's another one to get chummy with. Because then you're invited up here and everything is covered.
That's cool.
Did you find something? Okay, I will go hand that into my supervisor. Looks like it came from a chair, but I'm just guessing. I don't know. They can turn it into maintenance and let them fix
Oh,
it.
that's
So it
cool.
was in the champions room that we saw that. Okay. I'll just let them know we found it in the champions room, so here you go.
Sunday, November. That's from October 2021.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
So there are
Was
companies.
it Sports
that
Illustrated
have-
after the Super Bowls?
that want a different kind of the club area is very popular for people to usually rent, and that's just kind of contingent, discontinuous. But you will have companies that will want this room, and they'll want both sides of it, and you can charge a person. If it's available, they'll let them rent. And they usually set the, well, you'll see as we're going out that way, you'll see how the tables are set up, they got the chafing dishes. So like for a wedding, they would have their eating area down there, and then in the middle, they would have like buffets or something set up. And then use this for their dancing and social hour.
Evan. Hey, come over, take a picture. Hey, get a picture of me. Hurry up, hurry up.
Sides are identical, everything is different, obviously, with the dancing area there. And tables here.
Oh, look at that side.
You have the bar.
That's Derek.
There are two companies who that rent this, they'll have like a partition that goes half
Pat
across,
Bowles,
and
okay.
the restrooms can be used by both. By both. Yeah, they had to set up, on Saturday, so they haven't gotten it.
Oh, can you actually use it? Yeah. There, that's Floyd Little right there.
For those of you who aren't from Denver, this is what we call our lower downtown district. So this is actually, you've got the ball arena over here, that circular building, which is where the Colorado Avalanche hockey team play.
Oh, wow.
The Colorado Nuggets, they have now moved from McNichols over there. And then you have the lacrosse Mammoth team that play there. And then, of course, you have the typical concerts, and there'll be there could be like a big meeting in there that maybe is for something that is televised and it holds 4,000 or 5,000 people. Then they would probably do that. Then you've got the amusement park, which of course last year was purchased by the owner of the ball arena. So that amusement park will have to be moved when he starts building. We've been told that probably, but here again, that's only what we've heard.
The Elitch's is gonna go up by the airport?
Yeah, well, where there's land,
Yeah, I mean, the place where it came before was.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of
It was actually in Highlands, which is kind of like, it was an older neighborhood, but they have about maybe a couple of acres or something.
Yeah,
But
it wasn't
anyway, they moved it over here because they kind of expanded it. And so now we'll have to move it again, but it's been here since 1996, I think, somewhere around in there. Am I missing people?
We took
Oh,
the
yeah, I am.
boys when they were young.
Yeah, they went to the bathroom.
It was when it was brand new, because none of the trees were very big, and it was hot, and there was no shade at all.
Yeah.
There
So
you go.
that's what's going on there, and then you've got the aquarium there, and then what you can't see from here because of all the high buildings is the baseball field.
Oh,
That's lower than this high tower.
Where did Tyler get married? Is it right?
No, over here,
What's over there?
no, let's see, Tivoli. It's over there, it's over there.
Yeah, Tivoli's over here on this, well, we're gonna be finishing up on the south end, and they're like a
We'll
little
see
bit
them
south
from
of
there.
that, yeah. Well, it's kinda like, you see, south of
across from
Ballerina,
the-
it kinda starts there and comes back about right to here.
So they're planning on rebuilding the ballerina, is that what?
No, the Ballerina will stay,
Oh.
it's the amusement park that will go.
But what are they gonna build there instead?
You know what, I don't know.
I heard
but my guess is,
condos and townhouses.
oh yes, well, condos, and they're doing a lot of multi-use
Right.
here like they are every place else. But I'm sure he's gonna build it as high as he can with as many units as he can.
I'm sure.
Okay.
One of
That's
the high
nice.
rises got auctioned off this week for $8 million.
What high rise is that?
It was the one in the triangle.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That was the famous play, one playoff game with Tim Tebow. Demarius Thomas, he passed away not too long ago. That's the one that was playing with the kids that you liked.
Yeah.
But he ran
One
it.
of my favorites.
Yeah. There's the owner, Pat Bowen. He passed away. New owners are taking over or something. Yeah. You try paying the bills here. This is the Mile High Road.
They just kind of put brick walls, kind of like two intimate settings in here. It's owned by 52 owners. It is approximately 5280 in height. Anything on the fourth level is going to be pretty close to that. But how this is a little different is that you actually can call in and say you want to, they will actually sell tickets per game here. But you have to buy 4, and they're $1,100 apiece.
Oh, man.
But you get your free food and drink and all that.
For like 3
And
hours.
you don't
it's all
have to
good.
have a, you don't have to have a, you don't have to have a ticket.
Yeah,
You know, but if you want to do that as a once in a,
Oh yeah.
on your bucket list or something, then you know it's not.
And on bucket list is fulfilled.
This is, so this is unusual.
The seat.
That's good that they give people an option to do that, though.
Yeah. Alright, let's go. Oh, hurry up. Alright, cool. Let's go.
And so this also is rented out, because it was set up on Thursday nights here for, and they still have the chafing dishes in there, so they haven't quite, they had that, all that bar set up with drinks, and that they were getting ready to unload, so I knew that one was, this was probably rented for, the concert.
It would be fun to see a concert now.
Yeah. Well, you know, if you've got 100 people, okay, even though probably on a game day, you know, but they could have close to probably 60 or 70 in here and have still decent game. But it's just like, even like one of the executive suites, if you're going in with 25 people, okay. So is that, you know, and I'm just guessing, is $150 per person a big deal? You know, just here again, just to have your own private space.
Yeah, I mean, that's at least an affordable price. $100.
Well, it could be more than that, but I'm just,
$1,200.
yeah. But here again, you know, it's a way of paying a little bit more by getting into a suite, probably, instead of like outside. And then you've got that. So as you can see, even though we're still on the 4th level, we're on a different angle, so
How
it's
many
just.
levels are there?
Pardon me?
How many levels?
There's 5, and we're not going on the 5th floor because they're just seats.
Right.
There's really nothing
Right.
redeeming to see up there. So they just. Okay. So now we are ready to move along. If you guys are ready to do that.
Oh, the ground is between 60, what did you say, 60?
65 and 68 degrees.
60.
So that it doesn't allow for freezing.
They keep it that way so it don't freeze.
Right.
Because then you'd be playing
So if
on
you're
your
on
means
the
it's gonna
field,
make you
you're gonna
wet.
be, you can lay on the grass and cool off.
I guess but they don't let anybody on the field.
Well, we were talking about the players when they're playing the game.
I don't even do
I like how those are. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just the mile high room. This is insane.
So here again, this is some of our other executive suites, but if they have Broncos on them, that just means that it's a Bronco player that has the suite. If it doesn't have Broncos on it, then they'll go ahead and tell you who it is, but they're not gonna tell you who it is.
So just like with the Broncos, it belongs to a Broncos player.
Like his family or something.
They're trying to, it's all finished up before the game.
That was the parade of 50, Super Bowl 50.
We just have 70 breaks this time, so it won't take us.
Still get to go in the locker room. It's a guest one though. It's okay.
The East Club and the West Club are off limits today because they've been rented by companies. And so that's. So they do like.
If it don't, no. Executive, coding, and contracting. Denver Broncos. That means it's a player or something. Yeah, Key Banks, that's his. But if it has Denver Broncos at the top, it's the players. So like Russell Wilson, he's probably bought one for his family. Bank of America. Anywhere from 100 to 300,000. For 100,000 to 300,000.
Except for
For a suite, yeah.
Broncos, it just says Broncos. Okay, so now we're gonna go down to the 0 level.
The 0 level.
It says you're gonna have your half of that.
What's amazing to me is
yeah.
that sod's gonna be ready. I've laid sod before and it takes so long.
Uh,
Forever.
Get a picture of the city.
So it was really close to that.
Is that her? Alright, hurry up, get in the elevator. Cool.
Yeah, yeah, well, they know what they're doing.
That's why you have the experts.
Well, yeah, the next day
Okay,
was
now
the
we're gonna go
4th of
down to
July.
0, guys.
And Power was just bought another company.
Yeah, it's like, they just bought another
They
one.
just bought another company, so I wonder if they're gonna want to change.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it is.
A big old football.
I like that.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the left here.
This is where we were.
But what they're doing here is this is actually a suite that two of the original people in the old stadium had, and they moved over a space for them, but they did not renew it this year after, what, 40 or 50 years, for whatever reason. We're not sure what's going in there, but as you can see, it goes all the way down there. So it was what it was kind of like a social hour. And they actually sold memberships per year. You had to have a ticket to get in, but then you had a membership of $750 per year that you could go in. And then a lot of times, if you went in there, you didn't get your seat anyway, but you could still do that because you had to have a ticket to get in. Okay, so we're going to go here to the left.
This is probably where the players are. Like some of the players or something. When they enter from that side, you get to the lockers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So what is this, how the football players get on?
I mean, this is where we check in. We're gonna go into the visitor locker room and we're gonna see where the horse's stall is. And the pig room and so forth. So this is where I urge you to take your videos. So as you can see, the breadth of length between
I'm getting a picture of it.
Just a couple of things I wanted to point out here. You see where the horse is painted up there?
Yeah.
You see where the eye is? It's an orange signature. That was one of the original season ticket holders. They had even asked him to do a free upgrade. We liked it up there, so they put him in the eye.
That's neat.
So that's kind of cool.
That's really neat.
Yeah, it is.
So he's got the eye coverage.
Let me get a picture of it.
You've got
Let me get a
that,
picture of it.
you know, the Buckley, which
Yeah.
for the contest was renamed.
Right.
And then he is 1,700 pounds.
Holy cow.
And 27 feet high.
Wow.
And the only thing that, of course, that's on the surface there are the two hind legs and the tail. So they have those secured by 3 bolts.
Wow.
Bolts. So, you know,
There gotta be some big
one
bolts.
bolt in each foot. And tail. So you know those have to be big.
Oh,
The
yeah.
kid said, "Well, how big are they?" And I said, "Your guess is good as mine. They're big."
So-
You're looking at 2,700 pounds.
So is this the visitor side?
This is the visitors.
Okay.
The Broncos.
Nowhere.
This is the visitors. Yeah, so you're going to see the visitor locker room there. This is the Bronco locker room. The Bronco.
Right.
And as you'll see when we get in the front, where the fenced off parking lot is, that's their parking lot. So it goes right into that tunnel. They'll get
Oh,
out of
okay.
their cars, which makes sense.
Yeah. Well, better than being surrounded like by us.
But yeah, I think that's kind of cool on how they just.
Alright, come on here.
What are they gonna do once they get everyone all these spots filled?
I don't know, but get another picture of me. Sitting right here at the field.
Really good.
Let me get a picture of you. Here.
Oh, my battery's almost dead.
Get a picture of you. I got there. Alright, sit down.
Can't believe I didn't charge it last night.
You got plenty of them. But it's crazy. I'm like right here. There's the pad. We're in Broncos Stadium,
Last night.
and there ain't hardly anybody here.
Alright, what are these chairs for?
These are the removable ones.
Like little lawn chairs.
I don't know. Oh, they're like benches, is what they are. This is so sweet. I never thought I'd even be able to see inside this place other than TV. That's pretty cool.
We handle that because if there's two.
You want to go on another tour?
No, we can't.
What?
Buy your tickets online in advance.
No, it says up front you can buy tickets.
No, we just did it.
I know, but
No, I want to go walk around and see everything outside of it too.
this is insane.
Life was fun.
Uh-huh. And they cut out the old ones.
Holders.
Do you know how do they get the color back to those?
No,
Torch. The torch will turn it right back to bright red or orange or whatever.
really.
Yeah. Ow, that's hot.
Yeah, it is. See how they're orange, but they've got the blue headpiece? Why?
I don't know, they're just special seats. Shannon, Bailey, Elway, Lynch, Reeves. Hey. Yep, hold on. Let me get this one. Yeah, you got money for it. Yeah. We got another 20 minutes.
The next tour was at 2, that's our last one. You know, that's the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. No media access. We're going so no media doesn't know how to go. Media's not know how to go here. We're getting ready to go to the locker room. That's great. Maybe I'll put the video. Like you said, you can get pictures of this.
Watch.
I'll watch it over and over.
Here's one of 8 cake rooms that we have. There's 4 on the lower level that we're on.
Holy
2
cow.
on each side, 2 on the east and 2 on the west. And then there's 4 on the 5th level, 2 on the east and 2 on the west.
Wow.
And so any draft beer that you're wanting to buy comes out of one of these
Holy cow.
kegs.
Wow.
And they clean the lines and sanitize them every other game.
Oh, wow.
So of course these were open Saturday because of the draft beer that was sold for the concerts.
Right.
And then these rooms on this, like this one says the officials locker room. There was the cheerleaders that we passed, and then there was one that was called it was the lacrosse locker room. It's no longer, we don't have lacrosse here, but they left it as a locker room in case we have like a female referee, or
Oh,
they
okay.
have an overflow extra for some reason, extra referees or something. So if you want to push that handle back, it's just heavy, so I don't do it. But if you want to push all the way, that just shows you. where all
Oh,
the
wow.
kegs is. Yeah, so you can take it.
You can have bigger size kegs.
Yeah, like triple size.
That is cool. Oops, sorry. It's pretty, it's nice and cold over there.
Oh, I bet it feel good in it.
Yeah. Feels really good.
Sorry.
At least you can say you took a picture of the inside of the cake.
Right.
You were keeping a good eye out to make sure we didn't grab one of those big old buildings.
Well, you know, I would have liked to have seen you carry it out. That might have been an issue. Grabbing it's one thing, getting it out of here. Okay, so now we're gonna go to visit property.
Oh, heck yes.
This opening right here.
This is the famous sign. They put that there to intimidate the other team, to remind them that they're a mile high. This is what they see every
That's
time they
really
come in.
cool.
But no, that's what that's for. So when they come in, they see that.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really neat.
I mean, that's what we're known for, is the altitude. Oh, fuck yeah.
All the old equipment that came over from the Broncos Stadium. So the visiting team has this to work out in.
Oh,
In
really?
between, you know, innings or whatever they do.
Oh, okay, so it's like a...
Even though the
That's
hot
cool.
tub and the cold tub, I mean, these pieces of equipment are 50 years old.
Right.
Oh, wow.
But they, as long as you're in working condition, they're not gonna replace it.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it still works.
All of the signs that you see around the walls, and this will be consistent with other tours for football stadiums that you guys might make, are done by the NFL. So those have to be put in all of the locker rooms.
That's so cool.
I think 2 wouldn't be enough.
I know, it's on me.
It's so nice you have a phone.
Really?
You have to take turns.
Just think of the people that's been in here.
And of course, now you don't even find wood hot tubs or cold tubs for all this,
Right,
you
yeah.
know, resin stuff that they put together. Okay, so in here is the actual locker area. And all of these locker rooms are set up the same way. So you have offense on this side, and then you have defense on that side.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
What's that?
So you have like over here the
Goodness.
offense.
Huh?
NFL.
And sometimes when they have fantasy football, they'll use this room, and then everybody.
Here. Hold that. I want to go stand it.
I worked one of them one night because I wanted to see the fantasy football thing. And then they put their names on top of it.
Oh, man. I'm a big fan.
Well, I decided to work it because my son's always talking about it.
You go ahead.
I don't know if I can explain it to you.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So this is approximately 4,400 square feet. So the Bronco locker room is another 1,200.
Oh, wow.
And so they've got tables set up in here for something. And they might have been using this as well for the concert for maybe done.
Right.
You know, like for Kenny Chesney's group or something. I don't know, but it did. So that's my guess.
So do they go out that way for when they go out to the stadium?
Right, so
Okay.
when we turn left, we're
Right.
going to point to the right, and that's where they go out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, most games, the two teams are coming out. They are coming out there, basically.
Just think of over the last 21 years or 22 years. What does it say?
Bribes and gambling.
Oh, it's just a rule from the commissioner, Roger Goodell. You come over here.
What do you think if you guys want to like pull the seat out and take a picture of you sitting in a little cutie?
Oh, that'd be cool. And sit in the chair.
Yeah, they have
Oh, I didn't even see this. Look. Buckle up. Completely.
Oh, so because he's not buckled there.
Yeah. It's just a reminder.
What do these ones say? It's just a billboard.
Yeah. Here, hold this. I'm gonna pull the seat up.
You are in the guest locker room. The locker room for the other teams. I'm not.
Okay, so the next stop we're going to make is I'm going to
Get off that.
guys take a picture of this 5280 sign out there. That's the DFL warranty that we have 5280. And so there's no reason for them to get dehydrated. They need to watch the breathing and all that kind of stuff. So we're going to walk out here, go to the left, and then on the other side of this wall, if you'll see it, it's that sign again, but there's a pretty seascape in it, a cityscape in it.
Okay, I want you to take a picture first and then.
Okay.
This is their locker room.
Yeah. We're not. We can't go into the Denver one, which is much nicer.
I shall have a glimpse.
Not. But, I mean, when do you get to go into a locker?
Yeah.
Just have to push that button. Damsels, huh? I want you to get elevation above our heads. Just have 7 Oh yeah, last Thursday I had, well, they were actually.
Sometimes there's 2 tour guys going at the same time. I think it was, there was 2 of them that were like, there was 30 each other.
Right.
They had to do 2.
Right.
But that was that. And not everybody can hear the tour guide, and it's not open.
So that's the tunnel I take it they go up.
Yeah, so this is that entrance there where all these trucks are going, because
Right.
they're prepping the field. It's where the visitors go out. Now you see where this blue wall is down here?
Yeah.
That's the start of the Bronco walker. So that other tunnel, that other portal that I was talking about, it just comes right out. Now we won't be able to go back to this fence, but I can get you to the fence so I can show you where the horses start. The horses stall is right there where they have it packed with just stuff right now.
That's for, what, Thunder?
But that's where Thunder 2 is. Thunder 1 they retired a few years back as he was 20. Thunder 2 is almost 20. So Thunder 3 is the understudy.
Okay.
But that horses stall is heated for the summer games, like it'll be for the winter games, and it'll be air conditioned for these next few games that are coming up. Because they want the horse to be very comfortable.
Right.
They have problems.
Watch out for the truck.
Yeah, so it's going to be very common.
That's where they drive in the buses. Denver's locker room's right over there. And their tunnel's over there too.
Make a run for it.
So grab a handful, throw it in the bucket. It would do no good to put your ashes out there. They'll just dig your bag up.
We got trucks coming in the big door. We're going to walk out the little door, and then we're going to go around to the front, because I'm going to talk about the sculpture out there. And that's
Oh, so we'll get to see that.
I really like these.
Yeah. I think I did a good security job. I think I did a good security job.
There's a nice little breeze.
Get a little bit of breeze. Yeah, that's awesome. So now, when we watch games, we can say we were there.
That is awesome.
It's kind of cool to take pictures of it for these are the big
Okay,
big
give me.
pillars.
Hold it.
The chair's doing that.
Look at that. Look at that.
And it's kind of cool to set the waterfall up and turn on the lights and come on at night. That's a cool thing to take a picture of something. Bronco TV,
That's Pat Ballin. Are you getting to hear that? This is Pat Ballin. He's the owner. That's so cool. That's so cool.
Lamar Hunt Trophy.
Yeah, that's the AFC Championship trophy.
This is the Bronco team ended up. This is what the Bronco team did. That's him. This is our on this side. Yeah, this is nice.
They should have put a fur coat on him.
What?
He was always wearing a fur coat when he stand on the sidelines. This is so fucking crazy.
See, occasionally during the innings, they'll do a clip from the
This is cool.
So this is where Detroit ends. So my question to you guys, do you have any other questions? Or do you guys need a place to go eat for lunch or anything like that? Well, there is a place
Little
that's just
hallway.
right across from
in there?
the,
That's good.
yeah, there is a restaurant just right across here. Yeah, it's front of town. So you can leave your car here. And then you can leave your car here anyway. If you want to like go say to take the light and come downtown. All the trains and buses are free for a whole month of August.
Oh, really?
Yes. The trains and buses. So there's two places.
That's
to
pretty
catch it.
neat.
So, like, if you do the lunch at the Broncos, right there to the right of that, Debbie, it goes directly down to the station, which I think
I made it